Okay, guys, welcome back. We are in chapter 3 today. We left Henry with starting to get little brown spots, and he is sure that there is something wrong. He's still feeling kind of weird, or strange, as they put it. This is chapter 3, Mrs. Kimmel-Farber's Problem. Remember, that's his math teacher. There was silence in the room for about 2 seconds. Then there was a riot. All the girls began to giggle, the boys chortled and chuckled and laughed right out loud. Henry turned red, and Mrs. Kimmel-Farber, who did not appreciate the humor of all of it, turned white. She rapped the ruler against the desk and shouted for silence. "Henry Green," she said, "what is the meaning?" "Little brown spots all over," said Henry. "I was looking at my arm, and I have these." "Little brown spots all over," interrupted Mrs. Kimmel-Farber. "I heard you quite clearly." "But you see, Mrs. Kimmel-Farber, I didn't have them all my life. I didn't have them this morning, but now—" "I know. Now you have them all over. I'd better have a look at them." Taking Henry's arm, she led him to the window. She said as she peered at his arm. "Looks like freckles to me." "No, ma'am," said Henry. "It just can't be." "Why not?" said Miss Kimmel-Farber. "Because I have clear and delicate skin like my mother." "Is that so? And who told you that, pray tell?" "My father." "Ah, exactly. Now, you are sure you didn't observe this phenomenon before this morning?" If that means, did I see them?" said Henry. "No, I didn't." "Well then," she said, "you, Henry Green, stand right where you are. In class," she said, turning to face them, "you will continue to look at your books until I return, in perfect silence," she added as she went into the hall. Henry stood as told while the class looked at him. Miss Kimmel-Farber walked a few steps down the hall to Mr. Pelangio's room. She looked through the doorway and waited until Mr. Pelangio glanced her direction. Catching his eye, she waved him out into the hallway. "Listen, Phil," she said. "I want you to take a look at this kid." "For heaven's sakes, Dolores, I'm right in the middle of America's Vespucci." "Who has little brown spots all over his arms." "Little brown spots? You've got me out here for little brown spots." "I thought maybe measles." "Oh, no." "Chickenpox?" I better take a look." The two of them turned Henry to the light near the window, right in the corner where the potted plants were growing on the window ledge. Mr. Pelangio poked and prodded and even took his eyeglasses out of his pocket and put them on. "Freckles," he said finally. "Just freckles." "Are you sure?" Mr. Pelangio's rounded nose twitched, and he sniffed the air. "Chocolate." "Have they brought the chocolate milk upstairs already?" "Forget the milk," she cried. "Look, now he's got them all over his face." "Oh, no," said Henry. "Oh, yes," said Miss Kimmel-Farber. "Oh, my," said Mr. Pelangio. "And they weren't there before?" "No, 2 minutes ago the boy's face was as clear as day, and now—" Henry felt as if his heart were about to drop into his shoes. He swallowed hard and stared at the two teachers who were staring at his face. "Little brown spots all over," said Mrs. Kimmel-Farber, "and I see more of them coming out even as we speak." A tear, just one, welled up in Henry's right eye and began to trickle down his cheek, slowly running in and out of the little brown spots. Poor Henry. You can see they're starting to form on his face. All right, that was chapter 3. We will go into chapter 4, and we'll see what's happening to Henry later. I'll see you guys on the next one.